Good morning and welcome to another vlog. It is now week 4. It's just crazy to think that it is week 4 and it's pretty much at the halfway point of term now. It's also Halloween today. The plan is to probably go and get something for breakfast, then head over to the faculty for my first lecture. I've got 2 lectures today and then I've got a supervision this afternoon for land law. So yeah, let's get going. So for contract law we finished off on privity, and then for international law we finished off on treaties and started looking at statehood, which was quite interesting. I've just been in the law faculty for pretty much most of the day, heading over now to Queen's College for my supervision for land law. That'll be focusing, one of the key things we'll be focusing in that is what is known as adverse possession. I've just had my supervision for land law, that went really well. So like I said, we mainly focused on adverse possession, did a bit of leases as well, and that was definitely helpful and insightful. I'm heading over to the union now. There's a debate on this evening. This house would codify the constitution. For those who watched my vlog, the previous vlog, you'll know that I auditioned for this. I didn't succeed, but I did audition for it. I'm heading down now because we need to set up, but I'm also having dinner there. So we're able to have dinner with the speakers beforehand. One of those speakers is Lord Sumption, former Supreme Court Justice. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I certainly had a great night. The dinner, the 3-course dinner that we had before the debate was just delicious. It was really good. And yeah, the debate was fantastic. So like I mentioned, the motion was this house would codify the constitution. Really good speakers on both sides, particularly Lord Sumption, of course, but also the 2 student speakers who auditioned. The no's won, so I voted no. I opposed the motion to have a codified constitution, and the no's won, which I'm pleased with. But just overall, it was just a really good debate, really good speakers. I got to chat with many of them, including Lord Sumption and including one who practices in public law, so it was interesting to listen to her. So not as much happening today, just my 2 lectures, one for land law and then one for administrative law later on. I'm heading down now, probably just going to get on with some supervision work because I've got 3 supervisions next week. That one for contract, one for administrative and one for international law. So there's quite a bit to do still, quite a lot of reading to do. So that's probably what I'm going to focus on. Land law lecture continued on with land administration, and the administrative law lecture continued on looking at jurisdiction, which was quite interesting. I'm probably going to now get something for lunch and head back to college, get on with some more supervision preparation. I'm focusing on contract law at the moment. That supervision is on the Tuesday, but I've got quite a bit of notes that I need to do for that. So I'm currently working through making notes for my contract law supervision next week, just taking a break to have something for dinner. What I'm probably going to do now is actually just a bit of a change of location. I've been working in my room this afternoon, so I thought I'd change the location, probably go to the library now and just continue with contract law, maybe do a bit of international law as well, just depends on how much I'm able to get done for contract law. So I've managed to finish most of my notes in preparation for my contract law supervision. It's not fully finished in terms of my preparation, but I've made good progress there. And then afterwards I decided to do a bit of preparation for my administrative law supervision. So I just went through some of the cases that have been set for us to have a look at, looking through the judgments, picking out the key paragraphs, the key remarks made by the judges in each of those cases. I've just come back to my room, probably going to head off to bed soon, so I'll probably catch you in the morning. Now, it may be the weekend, but I've got plenty of work to get on with. I've got at least 3 essays due in for next week, and I've still got quite a bit of preparation to do for the supervisions that I've got next week. So yeah, quite a bit to get on with. So what I'm probably going to do is head off to the library and probably start off with some international law notes, and then maybe start thinking about looking at those questions planning them out, and then obviously typing up my response to them. So I've managed to get quite a bit of noting done for international law. I'm now heading down to the Cambridge Union. We've got another debating workshop on today, which should be good. I've enjoyed them so far and they've been very helpful, so I'll be glad to go down to this one. First of all, in terms of the debating workshop that I did, it was really good. So again, we had a motion to prepare for and then to present our case. This time it was, this House believes we should encourage women to be selfish, which was quite an interesting motion. I was speaking in opposition. I was working with someone and we were on the opposition side alongside two other people in the opposition and then four for government. And yeah, it was really good. Then we got advice again at the end. I'm certainly enjoying, and I'm glad I've been taking part in these debate workshops. It's been helping to improve my confidence and my speaking skills, which is obviously going to be important. I'm just been getting on with preparing for supervisions by planning my essays that I need to do, and been planning my essay for contract law and for administrative law. I'm going to take a break from that and now just edit a YouTube video that I need to do. It's just one of the vlogs that'll be out by the time this one comes out. So I don't need to do that and then probably just get on with some more essay planning. I've managed to get the vlog edited and uploaded, which is good. I'm in the process of preparing for my international law supervision. I'll probably do a bit more tonight and then finish that off tomorrow. So yes, the priority for today is to get on with those essays. Probably going to start off with the administrative law essay and the contract law problem question that I've got. I've done plans for all three of them, like some form of a plan. So I'll use that as the basis to obviously do a little bit more research to help me to answer those questions. So that's probably my main focus for today. So I'm making good progress with the essays. I've managed to do somewhat of a first draft for the administrative law essay, and I'm in the process of doing a first draft for my contract law problem question. Just taking a break to have something for brunch. I'm probably just going to head back to the library now and continue with that, and then probably try and get on with the international law problem question that I've got to do as well. So I've managed to get a first draft done for all of my essays, which is good. I'm now heading down to the Union. We've got banks on this evening. I am not there in my capacity as HOM, Head of Events Management, so I'm just going to be there too, just as a member of the audience as it were, so that should be a nice break from my studies. So two things. First of all, Banks, who is a singer, was really good. So there was a Q&A and then she gave a performance at the end, which was magnificent. And secondly, I've managed to pretty much get two of my essays completed. I managed to complete the essay for administrative law and for contract law. So it's just the international law essay that I need to work on. But at least I've got two of them done. So I'll probably just check them over tomorrow morning and then send them off to my supervisors. Speaking of tomorrow, I've got a few lectures on. I've got my international law supervision as well. So I'll probably catch you in the morning. So the first item on the agenda is my land law lecture at 9 o'clock. Likely we continue on with land registration, and then afterwards what I'll probably be doing before I head off to Gonville and Keys for my international law supervision is probably just stay in the Squire Law Library, and I need to first of all print off my supervision notes that I'll need for that supervision, and then probably do over a couple of bits and pieces while I'm there as well. So I've had my land law lecture, which continued on with land registration. I'm now heading over to Gonville and Keys for my international law supervision, which will be focusing on the law of treaties, which I've enjoyed when we've had the lectures on it. Fun fact, the supervisor I've got for international law was one of the interviewers who interviewed me when I applied to Christ College all the way back in 2017. I definitely found that international law supervision really helpful. So like I said, we went through treaties and the law of treaties and just looking at the Vienna Convention, for example, and that helped to clarify a couple of aspects that I wasn't sure about. We've got two lectures this afternoon. I've got one for administrative law, followed by one for family law, which I'm looking forward to. And then afterwards, there's two events at the Union. that I'll be attending. So our Ministry of Law lecture finished off looking at jurisdictional control. Family law lecture continued on looking at divorce. Probably finish that off next lecture. Heading over to the union, we've got, like I mentioned, we've got two events. First of all, we've got Ori and Chelsea, who actually graduated from Cambridge. And then afterwards, we've got Cliff Asnis. And for both of those events, I'll be there as head of events management, so just make sure the events are organised and prepared for. First of all, we had Ori and Chelsea, who had graduated from Cambridge and had written a book, so they were talking about that and their experiences at Cambridge. And then we had Cliff Asnis, who's a Chief Investment Officer, and he was talking about his career, the journey that he has made, which was quite interesting. And then afterwards, there was a little quiz on that was being put on by the union. There wasn't a lot of us there, but we had a good time. It was just a fun quiz. We didn't win, sadly, but we got, I think, about 28 points, which was quite good, actually. Tomorrow is quite a busy day. I've got a meeting in the morning and I've got lectures and supervisions. So I've got a meeting at the union, so I'll be heading down shortly for that. And afterwards I'll be heading over to the faculty to get on with some final preparation for my contract law supervision that I've got today, as well as my administrative law supervision. So I've had my lecture for contract law. We finished formation of a contract, so now we're looking at the terms of a contract. And we had Forrest, who I had for tort law last year. So it's good to have him again because he was brilliant last year. I'm heading now over for my contract law supervision. This will be looking at some other key aspects in the formation of a contract, so that should be quite interesting. The contract law supervision went really well, so we focused on consideration and promissory estoppel and managed to get a few things clarified around that. We even looked at an essay question and worked out how we would structure it, some of the points that we would bring up as well. Heading over to Homerton College for my administrative law supervision now, which will be focusing on jurisdictional control, so that's things like errors of law, errors of fact, which should be quite good. So my administrative law supervision went well. We focused on jurisdictional control, so things like error of law and error of fact, which was quite good. I went through some of the cases. I've just been staying at the Squire Law Library here for a little while just to get a couple of things done. Heading over to the uni now. If there's a debate, it's a comedy debate, so something different this time round. I think it's This House Believes That Women Should Be on Top, so it should be quite interesting, quite comical, we hope. There's actually a emergency debate beforehand, which I'm taking part in, actually. It's This House believes this is a Brexit election. I'm speaking in opposition, so I'm nervous, but I'm definitely looking forward. So although in respect of the emergency debate, our side didn't win, I'm so glad that I decided to speak at that emergency debate. That was the first time I've ever done that. And I'm so glad I did it. I was nervous, but I think it went well, and I'm just glad I did it. I enjoyed doing it, and it was a good debate overall. In terms of the comedy debate that came afterwards, that was very funny. I think you had to be there just to see it, and you would know what I mean when I say it was just really funny. But yeah, everyone just had a good time. I think what I'm going to do now is do a late night edition of a certain segment. So yeah, since I've been quite busy doing various things, I thought I'd do a late night edition of the laundry segment. I've got my clothes here, so what I'm probably going to do is put them in the machine, and while the cycle is underway, probably just do bits and pieces, just get things organised for the lectures I've got tomorrow. I've got 4 lectures tomorrow, and then I'll come and collect my clothes and then probably head off to bed afterwards. So I'll probably catch you in the morning. So yes, it's Wednesday, which means I have got 4 lectures. That'll be starting off with a 9 o'clock lecture for international law. So I'm heading over there now, probably again spend pretty much most of the day at the faculty for those 4 lectures, as well as getting on with preparations for supervisions. My 4 lectures are over. The international law lecture continued looking at statehood. The contract law lecture started looking at interpretation of contracts. land law lecture, continued on with land registration, and for family law that finished up on looking at the law of divorce, as well as a bit on like alternative dispute resolution, it's like mediation for example. I need to have something for lunch, something to eat, and then I'll probably likely go back to college and just get on with some super preparation that I need to do. I'm out tonight, so I need to get something done today. So I've just been getting on with some notes for my family law super on Monday. I've given myself a quick change of clothes as well. The reason for that is because I'm heading out to Kerry King, and we're having basically a social for the former committee of the Cambridge Union, so that should be good fun, good opportunity to socialise and to relax. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be out for, so what I'm going to do is end the vlog here. If you have enjoyed it, then don't forget to do the usual things, liking the video, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, sharing the video, commenting if you've got any questions, any queries, any suggestions for videos, put them in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel by clicking the bottom right hand corner, but hitting that notification bell so you can keep up to date with any new content that does come out. And yeah, hope to see you in the next video or vlog.